I have some good news to share. And if I look a little bit sleepy, it's because I just got out of bed. I combed my hair, which thankfully there's no weird angles, and shaved. But I got out of bed minutes ago. This is my first coffee of the day. And just why? Why am I doing this? Yesterday, again, I decided to put YouTube to the test. And I monetized and published one of my videos, making chorizo from scratch, making your own chorizo at home rather than buying the store-bought chorizo, because it has weird things in it. In one of my videos, I talked about it. I read from the package that it contained pork, salivary glands, lymph nodes, and fat. And I said, why not just make it with pork meat? It's not that difficult to make. So I did. I put it up. I monetized it. Bing, bang, right then. Immediately, it was demonetized as unsuitable. I didn't even have to wait a few hours. Just immediately, it was demonetized, unsuitable for all advertisers. But I had been continuing to do research. There were some good videos out there. I found some good videos that explained the problem. One was a man who is kind of a mountain man type. He's got kind of a DIY channel where he fixes old equipment, but very well spoken, erudite, almost like he was born and raised in the city, went to a good university, and then decided to live in the country for the ease of it. I was very impressed with his video. In fact, his video impressed me the most of any video that I saw, and some of them were weird. This one woman, again, a mountain type, but she blamed the whole demonetization problem on Satan and the demons, and she even took out her Bible and quoted from the Bible to prove it. I think it was 2 Peter. Anyways, but know this, in the last time, difficult times, hard to deal with, will be here, because men will be lovers of themselves, lovers of money, blah, 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 blah. That's that scripture. It's that scripture, if you know it. Anyways, I communicated with him and told him this is what I'm going through, and I've got a cooking channel. Why are they marking my videos as improper for advertisers? And he wrote back, and he said that he went through several of those, and he would put in the appeal to have it reviewed. Now, the rule says, whenever you do the appeal, it says appeal submitted, but it says that we are only able to review videos that have had 1,000 views in the past 7 days. Well, none of my videos get viewed that often. He said his didn't, but they reviewed and they approved his videos. I also heard from a woman who said she went through the same thing. I think she does some sort of a line of beauty products or something, or she gives beauty tips. And again, her videos were being flagged. She did the same thing. She appealed, and she said after several appeals and they approved her appeals, they just stopped flagging her videos. She wasn't getting flagged anymore. I wrote back to her and I said, well, when you appeal, how many views did you have? She didn't say, but she did say she was appealing, and successfully. I thought, why not put it to the test? So I had on YouTube, I had already uploaded, but it was hidden, that chorizo video that was demonetized. I appealed. And it had been watched actually less than 400 times. But the following morning, this morning, when I got out of bed, actually I wasn't even out of bed yet. I just reached for my laptop. I keep it on a bureau next to my bed. And I went in, checked my email. I got an email from YouTube. They reviewed my chorizo video and approved it for all advertisers. And I went in to look at the stats on it. It had been watched like 375 times, something like that. It hadn't even been watched 400 times. And yet they approved it. So I'm going to do it again and again and again. I've got other videos that are in the pipeline that I'll monetize it, and if they disapprove it, I'll appeal, and hopefully after a while, like happened to that woman, hopefully after a while they'll just give up, and they'll stop flagging my videos. And here's what I'm thinking. Here's what I'm wondering. This is another theory, and it's only a theory. I don't have any evidence for this, but I'm wondering if, for the sake of expediency, are they simply just flagging all new videos for small channels, little people like me, because it's just easier. Maybe just make the assumption that because these aren't big, well-known channels, there's got to be something wrong, right? They're freelancers out there, independents, indies. They're going to do something wrong. Are they doing that? If I appeal enough times, will they finally get it? This guy's okay, even though he's a little fish. I even describe myself as being an amoeba, not just a little fish. Will they get it and say, he's okay? And will they stop flagging my videos? So that's the plan. As I say, I've got other videos in there that some that I'm working on, some that I've already uploaded, but I haven't published them yet. They're just sitting there as hidden. No one knows they're there yet, unless you go onto my Patreon account. And speaking of which, for Patreon, I'm trying to figure out what to do with my Patreon account if YouTube stops flagging my videos. I don't really need the Patreon account, but there were about 20 people who became patrons just in support of my channel. And I thought, maybe for them, maybe what I'll do is when I upload a new video, I'll upload it as hidden, but I'll let the Patreon people know that it's there. So they get first crack at it. They get the early view. And they get to watch it for a week if they want to. Free of advertising. They don't need to pay for YouTube Red. And then what I'll do is after that week is up, then I'll monetize the video. If it's flagged, I'll appeal. And then the advertisements, if they approve it, the advertisements will start appearing on it. And then it'll become like a regular video in my catalog of cooking videos. But for the Patreon people, give them a week of early viewing, special preview viewing of my latest video. And another advantage to that is if I do something blatantly wrong, they can tell me about it if they're willing to, and I'm sure they will because they're good people. They can tell me about it. I can erase the video. Who cares? I won't lose a whole bunch of views or advertisements because it's hidden. It's not published yet. Very few people are watching. I might get 1 or 2 or 10 views, 20 views at the most. So just delete it, make the fixes to cover the mistake, and then put it up again. It's a nice. I think it'll be a system that has value to it. But the big thing right now that I'm delighted about, the anxiety is just melting away. The stress is starting to disappear, is that I don't have to wait for 1,000 views before I can appeal. YouTube will review it anyways and approve it, hopefully. And maybe if I do enough of these and they see that I'm okay, maybe they'll just blanket approve everything that I do from now on in, and I won't have to go through the appeal process anymore. That's the hope, because what I really, really, really want is I just want things to go back to the way they were. Where on Sunday I could upload a cooking video, people start watching it, I communicate with a few people, will write comments on it, and I try to respond to pretty near all the comments. There are a few bad ones. Like I deleted one. What I did, let me digress here a little bit. I went on to my regular YouTube channel and I posted a video saying, here's what I have to do because this is what YouTube is doing. I'm going to do things through Patreon and blah, 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 blah. And as I said, a bunch of people, small number of people did become patrons, but one person, And I knew I was going to get an angry note from somebody. It always happens. But one person kind of wrote this angry note. I ain't never paid for nothing before, and I ain't never going to start paying now. I'm retired, and I'm living on a small pension, and I don't see why I should have to pay for anything. And even though I said in the video, I said, I'm paying. It's costing me money to do these videos. If it's money that's going to be used for groceries that are going to go into the freezer, that's fine. I don't mind paying for my own groceries. But some of these videos, if I can't give the food away, I throw it away because I'm not going to eat it. What do I do with it? I can't give it to a mission. They won't take it because they don't know that it's been made and stored under proper sanitary conditions. They don't want to give people food poisoning. You can't blame them. But I said, I'm paying. I'm giving up my money, but I don't feel as though I should have to lose money entertaining people for free. I just want the videos to make enough to cover the cost of making the videos. And I gave an example. I gave the example where I had done some analysis for that video. I decided I'm going to crunch my numbers. And I looked at my numbers in YouTube as far as the videos I have and what I'm earning. And on average, some videos earn more than others. Some don't earn any money at all because no one's watching them. But on average, across my videos are each paying me 1 penny per day. That's what I'm earning. 1 penny per day per video. Doesn't sound like much. But when you have 300 videos, it adds up. So I'm getting about $100 a month right now. It's starting to come up a little bit. So, like I said, I just want the videos to pay for themselves. That's all. And at a penny per day per video, they do. They pay for themselves eventually. So anyways, that's the good news. I don't know whether it'll be long-term or not. I have to keep doing this, monetizing a video, going through the appeal process. But hopefully after several of those appeals, YouTube will just simply write me off and say, this guy's okay. Let's not even bother to look at his videos, and leave it at that. So that's the good news. Thanks for listening, and rah, rah.